senator.
Yeah!
Now, as your SoCal senator, I will act as a telegraph wire connecting us to the rest of the world. I will single-handedly make JSA international. I will cure cancer, but then only give the cure to people who are on JSA. Now, if you like all the things I mentioned, if you like my friend Jack Romine, then here's a little ditty to help you to remember to vote for us.
Sky rockets in flight, afternoon delight. Vote for Thomas and Jack. Thank you.
Next, we have Sam Borby.
Hi everyone. So my name is Michelle Chong and I'm from Marlboro School. Some of you may know me from JSA Green Party Harlem Shake video. That was me in the front, yeah. So I just want to say that I've only known Sam Bordy for one school year, but I've already felt like I'm her family friend. She's invited me over to the JSA campaign party to make everything that you see, the signs, the candy, the pins. These are handmade. She made them herself. Anyways, what I want to say is that as my stage manager in the play we are participating in, Sam displays leadership and kindness as if it was in her genetics. There is no doubt of the kindness that she has given. Although some of you may think, oh, she's a freshman and you're, questioning her reliability. But you know what? This freshman will bring fresh and new ideas consistently, proudly, for you. You JSA people, you will get exactly what you want. So vote Sam for Senate. I promise you that your future will be great. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Abby and I'm also nominating Sam. This is going to be pretty short, but it's going to be heartfelt because I've only known Sam for just this school year, only a few months, and she's already made such a big impact on my life. Like, honestly, she is such a good friend. She's so just dedicated, and she'll just try and incorporate your ideas, and I'll let you say all that you're going to do, but she's just a great person. She's fabulous. Please vote for her.
Hi, I'm Sam Bordy, and I would happily accept the nomination. Thank you both for your really nice words. It means a lot to me. Vote for me for Senate.
Oh, no.
Next, running for Senator, Brian Kaplan.
Yes, that's my nickname, Tim Jong-il, just so you know, my undercover rap name. Anyways, as you all know, I'm your director of debate, SoCal director of debate. And in my years in JSA, I've come across a lot of people who have great speaking skill and great leadership. And Brian Kaplan is one of those people. He possesses great charisma and has the ability to take the Senate into new heights. Vote for him for Senator, and with this, I proudly nominate him. I pass it over to Chris.
Alright, so I'm Chris Van Dam. I'm overjoyed to get a chance to nominate Brian Kaplan. It's very important that you guys know what the actual center does before you elect someone. So the main jobs of the center are throughout the year are to finalize cabinet members at the beginning of the year. They create the rules for the FEC, which is for the elections you see today, as well as they really make sure that our Constitution stays organized, make sure that JSA is what we want it to be. This is why Brian, I think, holds all the perfect qualifications for the job. I don't know how many of you have gotten the chance to actually speak to him, but when you speak to him, he actually cares. When you debate with him, he goes all out. He really believes in everything that you want for your region. When you tell him things happen. He will immediately put everything you say into effect, and that's what constitutes a good senator. Someone who's actually going to get the work done. Because the senators, if they don't do anything, nothing will change. And they could get away with it because of the fact that you don't have to change things in the Constitution. But when things need to change, they will change. So vote Brian Kaplan.
afternoon, Angeles region. My name is Alexis Cowan. I recently got the privilege of working with Brian to lead the Democratic Party at Winter Congress. Serving as the party whip, Brian worked to represent our bills in the mock Senate, and under him, we had the majority of our bills passed in the Senate. Brian will take the time to listen to your thoughts and take them to your Lieutenant Governor in order to create a junior state that is truly run by the ideas and actions of the students. Brian is an exemplary statesman, and I believe that he would be a great senator for the Angeles region. So please, vote Brian Kaplan for your next AR senator. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Timothy, Chris, and Alexis. I'm just overjoyed at your amazing nomination speeches. I think I'm pretty much out of time, so you'll hear a lot more from you tonight. Thank you very much. I look forward to speaking to you and meeting all of you. Thank you.
Good luck.
Next, we have Elisa Degadio. Did I get that right?
I think, no, I was like,
Oh, you're next?
yeah, sorry.
Oh,
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it?
Yeah.
I'm on it, okay.
I'm using that line, by the way.
Hi guys, I'm Kit. I'm from Van Nuys High School, and I'm the vice president of our chapter, and I nominate Amanat Kular for AR Senator. Okay, one thing that I can definitely vouch for her is dedication. I mean, I'm vice president and she's like more dedicated, so that really says something. Also, she's really passionate. Like, this is her first year joining, right? Okay, and she's gone to all the conventions. She goes to like all the one days. Like, she's kind of obsessed, but in a good way that she might have that might translate into passion, and that translates into a better JSA year. So vote for her. Yeah, thank you.
And I'm back. I'm also the president, and I've had the pleasure of working with her this entire year. And when I think of Amanat, I see the future of JSA because she's a young leader that will carry SoCal JSA, and specifically the AR region, into the future. And even though she's young, she has many innovative, fresh ideas that will bring a new element to the table. And she's willing to do whatever it takes to get it done because she is, as her slogan goes, on it. And with that, I nominate Amanat Kular.
Okay. I'm on it, so you should definitely vote for me because I will get the job done, and I will be totally on you to get the job and listen to you. Thank you. So vote for me.
All right, now we have Elisa Degadio. Did I get it wrong?
Oh, yeah, it's wrong, but it's okay. It's a genius.
Okay. Good afternoon, Angeles region. How are you? My name is Zachary Watson. I'm from John Burroughs High School. I've had the honor and the pleasure to become close friends with Elisa this year. And the one thing I can say, I can't beat the speeches made by Thomas Yeager and all that. So, but with the honor of getting to meet her, I learned that she's got the passion, the heart, and the dedication to lead the AR Senate into where it needs to, excuse me, where it needs to go. And that is very important. She has the skills to go up to you and talk to you individually. She wants to listen to your ideas. And I think that she will lead the AR into where it needs to go. And with that, I am proud to fully endorse Elisa for AR Senate.
Hey, AR, once again, my name is Alexis Cowan, and I'm here to nominate Alyssa for the office of Senator. I had the pleasure of meeting Alyssa through an organization started by your previous Speaker of the Assembly, Karina Jugla. Through Girl Up and 10 by 10, I've seen Elisa gather the ideas of her fellow club members and bring those ideas alive to empower girls everywhere. Aside from Grow Up, Elisa has also volunteered to work with her local senator and also developed the JSA Instagram. I believe that she will be able to bring those skills to the JSA table to further represent her fellow statesmen. Now, when you vote for senator, please vote for the candidate that keeps seriousness a part of JSA when they're running for a leadership position. Please vote Elisa DeAngelo to be your next AR senator. Thank you.
I just want to thank Zach and Alexis so much. It was really important to hear them, my close friends, and seeing you guys in the crowd too, who are also my friends. And I hope that I can meet the rest of you throughout Spring State, and I hope that we have a wonderful time here. Thank you.
All right, that concludes senator nominations. We'll now be moving on to vice mayor. I'm going to be handing control over to your AR senator, Melissa Tapia.
Hello everyone. Will all the vice mayor candidates please approach the dais?
Outside? No. No.
Okay, so they're just...
You're filming us?
Okay, so...
Oh, my tape will be in the background. I should mute this.
Yeah.
Friends, we've been to all the conventions together, and as if you've seen me before or if you've met me before, I'm more in JSA for the entertainment. I like to have fun. But if JSA was run by people like me, not a lot of things would get done. That's why I think Andrew is a great counterpart to me. In school, I delegate a lot of my work to him. At first, I was very reluctant because, I mean, he's young. I didn't think he would be able to handle the pressure, but he's a very responsible guy, and I trust him. You see, that poster right there? Yeah, prepared. I mean, I don't see any other posters. But anyways, I'm just kidding, guys. We woke up early and we wanted to get breakfast. But seriously, I think Andrew is a great choice. He makes things work. He makes JSA run. Because if he wasn't there, JSA would not run smoothly, and we would not be able to have the amazing time that we did, that we are having right now. It's people in the background that work. And I know Andrew, it's my pleasure to introduce you, my fair candidate.
Thanks, Alex. That was really great, and I'm really happy to accept your nomination for Vice Mayor of AR. And I'm doing that because I love JSA. Whether it be weekly meetings, Chapter 1 days, or conventions just like this, JSA has come to be such a large part of my life. So far this year, the Angeles region has made some great leaps forward, and I want to continue the improvements to AR. I'm a big supporter of communications between chapters, expansion, support for struggling chapters, and expanding Chapter 1 days. But what this election comes down to is my definition of leadership. This election is about you and making sure that next year is your greatest JSA experience yet. So when you go to vote, vote for Andrew Friedman for your next AR Vice Mayor. Thank you.
The candidate Jamila Simmons will now have 3 minutes for nomination speeches.
Hi guys, I'm Michelle and I nominate Jamila Simmons for AR Vice Mayor. To start off, she was the one that brought me to JSA and she was the one that really made me love it. Jamila's life is literally JSA itself. She breathes, she sleeps, she eats JSA. She's someone that works hard and she's super diligent. She's someone that's passionate about JSA and she's passionate about what she does in general. And she has the love and will be the best AR Vice Mayor for the 2013-2014 year.
So I had the pleasure of meeting this young lady at the Gene Bird Institute at UCLA last summer. And I was a new JSA. In fact, actually, we didn't even have JSA at my school. I found out about it through a program that my council had. She had a piece of paper on the table. She said, "I think you'd be really good at it." And I said, "All right, fine." So I went there, and I found myself starting to ask a lot of questions of the speakers. I asked questions. I questioned their policies, what they believed in. And Jamila was the one that really helped to bring that out. She encouraged questions. She really wanted you to get into the JSA experience. She even helped me start my chapter at Health Services Academy High School. And I feel that she really brings out the best in people. She works to make you the best person that you can be. And I feel that as Vice Mayor, she can help bring out the best in JSA, in SoCal JSA to be exact. And I believe that she puts the we in we the JSA people. I would like to present to you Jamila Simmons.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Jamila Simmons and I go to King Drew and I'm also running to be your AR Vice Mayor. This year I had the honor of being a part of the chapter affairs department, and that means that a few of my fellow chapter presidents have had the misfortune of getting a call from me. Usually Vice Mayor doesn't really have a platform, but mine has one point, and that is accountability. I pledge to hold whomever you vote to mayor accountable to every promise he or she may make. Promises are nice, but they mean nothing unless they're followed through with. If you want promises fulfilled, if you want experience, if you want accountability, then you must also want Jamila Simmons for AR Vice Mayor.
Andrew Freeman for Vice Mayor!
Thank you, everyone. Now can I have the mayor candidates please approach the dais?
And being part of being an assembly member is getting information into your chapters and being able to make sure that it functions within it as well. Now, I'm sorry, kind of getting a little nervous. Now, I met Amrita during Fall State, and it was actually my first time moderating, and she was actually a pro speaker. Please believe me when I say that she's actually a really powerful debater. She actually made the opponent shut up at one time, and she answered all questions diligently. Sorry again. Now, I believe that she will make a very great AR mayor because of the fact that she knows how a chapter is supposed to be run. Now, what I believe the levels are is from chapter to region to state, and then so on and so forth till the whole country is hit. And of course, Amrita is working her way up. She already dealt with the chapter, she's mastered it, and now she's working her way up to AR. So please, we the people have the chance to elect a wonderful stateswoman for our AR mayor. So please elect Amrita Kular.
Hi everyone, my name is Amrita Kular and I'm running to be your next mayor. I would like to start off by saying thank you to Freddie for the nomination speech. And I'm running for your mayor because I am trustworthy, which means that not only do I promise that you will have the most fun year ever, but I also promise that if you would like to attend a convention, then cost should be no barrier. And not only will I maintain the AR region by focusing on the big schools just as much as the small schools, I will also progress the AR region into a region that is to be feared. And I also see a lot of potential in the AR region, and I believe that it will be the greatest region that JSA has ever had. So I hope and I trust you to vote for me for AR Mayor. Thank you.
The candidate Samantha Garfield will now have 3 minutes for her nomination speeches.
So, Samantha Garfield is one of the few people that knew me back when I was about this short and my voice was about this high. And let me tell you, it is not easy to be friends with short, high-voiced Joel. Now, the first day of 6th grade. Everyone knows 6th grade is sort of awkward, you don't know what you're doing. Samantha sort of seemed to be like clicking with the popular girls, like they were in their little clique. But that first day, when I was tap dancing around the room, yes, tap dance, Samantha Garfield came up to me, and I have to say, ever since then, I have been just amazed at what a beautiful young person she has become. Now, what? Now we went to different high schools, so I didn't see her for a while. But at my first JSA convention, I remember walking in and seeing her and being like, oh, I know how this is going to work. I'm going to walk by, I'm going to be like, hey, and she's going to be like, who's that cool? Who's that kid? But no, she welcomed me with open arms, and from the minute I joined JSA, Samantha was there by my side, showing me every aspect and showing me how much leadership she has and how much she's involved and loves and really, really cares about this organization. And that is why I can think of no better person to nominate for your AR Mayor than Samantha Garfield.
Okay. Hi, my name is Alejandro Lamelli, and I kind of wish I knew 6th grade Joel, to be honest. But, okay, so I've known Samantha for about 2 years. We met at Burroughs one day, and I'll say that she was a bit weird at first, you know, a bit. But we became really good friends later on. We went to every JSA pretty much event after. Last year, she pretty much went to every single one day, every single JSA related event, and she wasn't even running for any position. So she obviously is one of the most dedicated people I've ever seen in JSA, and I love you. But basically, Samantha is literally probably one of my closest friends. She is she gets her work done. She'll call me at about 3 in the morning, wake me up, harass me to make sure I do my duties as vice mayor. I don't know why he called me at 3 in the morning. But Samantha is the most amazing people I've ever met, and I'm glad I met you, and this is like a love story. But here you go, Samantha.
I accept the nomination. Thank you guys.
You're good.
I would like to thank all of the candidates, the nominators, and all of
Alright, so today, for our artisan block, we have poets. So we're not going to get too much diversity today like we have in the past.
Wait, no.
And okay, so our debate is on welfare versus workfare. If you guys are confused about what's going on, then if you were at one of your conference, it's kind of similar to what we were debating for communism versus capitalism. It's just we're just trying to figure out like how much the government should help us with trying to keep up in society, that kind of thing. And also we have one person that didn't show up for welfare. So if anybody can freestyle rap, just like think about it for a while and we can hopefully go up last. And just let that sit with you. For welfare, yeah. Okay. So I guess we're gonna start off with hearing a 6-minute performance and speech by Phil Gerald from Fort Dix High School.
I had forgotten what traffic was. Forgotten how 3-car pile-up compositions would sketch in between dashed lines, onlookers in a slow stop, peer into the visions of tragedy in another individual's life, to forget we're living ourselves for a time. But let's be honest. If any of us were truly living, our humanity would compel us to do something to help the helpless when they're lying right before our eyes. And make no mistake, I remember now that I'm back on the outside looking in faith, because movement is only relative to the stationary and awake. And for the longest time, I was reading on that of the too pale skin of the one I loved between the lines of the last will and testament addressed to the next of kin, that from then on out, stay-at-home dad would just be a memory impressed on them that tried in the wake, in the weeks, in the days, down to the hour after the funeral to help make things work for me. And thank you, though, even still, thank you to the family, to the friends, to the church. You did all you could to help heal my hurt, to help keep me from breaking the promise I made, first to my love, then to the rest of the world. That broken promise I made sometime before, consciously forgetting the change a father could make if his world revolves around living rather than tripping in an awkward, unaided search for a job to keep the bills paid. And I can see, maybe I'm not depressed in the clinical sense, that I just can't go back to the work that I love, that I left, and it's just the state that I'm in. And maybe I'm an exception to the pariahs plaguing our system, but aren't exceptions still worth saving from the state that I'm in? Maybe I am truly just another odd digit in the rapidly rising deficit that hits the sky limit, but, and pun irreverently intended, that's just the state that I'm in. Anyways, please, a year, maybe 2. That's all that I ask before the government demands I've transitioned to a life I can live that's beyond the effects of tragedy that sent me asking for food stamps in the first place. Thank you.
If you'd like to explain it.
No, I don't know what was that.
Alright. The chair will resort to time, and we'll hear a 6-minute workfare performance by Jonathan.
Hi, my name is John, and before I get into my poem, I'd like to apologize for all the poems being presented here today. At Winter Congress, which was artism, I did poetry, and I guess sort of set a trend. Which I absolutely love when people are doing poetry, because poetry and hip-hop are my favorite things in the world outside of JSA. So this poem is about workfare. It's called Lost Soul, Endless Time. I am a lost soul in endless time. For the past 3 years, I haven't had a reason to leave my house besides to get my unemployment check. And every time I do, I wonder, will the sun burn my mortal flesh? Or will it be so dark you think that God had slept in and forgot to set the sun across the sky? So dark my mother's smile couldn't even light the way. I am just a book looking for a shelf to lay. But I have been forgotten in the back room of Heaven's Barnes and Noble. I never found that yellow brick road. I'll wake up to the sound of my father's disappointment, even though he's been dead for 7 years. Every day, I wonder if I could ever be more than the tattered pages of the Constitution lay on the Senate floor. More than just a name on a list to receive a monthly check in the mail. My self-worth is now in debt. In debt like the United States, who can no longer afford to reach into the pockets of my neighbors to lift me up from the depths. Because of this, I can no longer continue on through this wasteland. My cry is the cry of the brave. And I will cry for eternity, as long as I'm a lost soul in endless time. Thank you. Anyone has questions about where I'm coming from, getting at, my personal views? Still have from my perspective, I want to write a poem from the perspective of someone who is on welfare, because I can't imagine they're feeling too happy about that. I mean, no one wants to be on welfare, and when you're not working, what are you doing? You're just getting a check in the mail, you're sitting at home, and that honestly can be depressing. I myself, I wasn't able to attend school because I was sick, and I had to have a teacher come to my house, and I got really depressed. I had suicidal thoughts because I couldn't even leave my house. And to think that people are trapped in their homes just waiting for that check to stay alive really makes me sick. I think they should have that opportunity to go out there and look for internships, to look for work, to actually get something done while still being able to get that welfare check and one day be able to get back to work. Any more questions?
All right, the chair resorts for a minute of time. And we will now hear a 3-minute performance and speech by Armand.
This is a poem called Sleep Paralysis.
Yes.
The American dream sits above a mountainous purgatory, which the sinners must scale to reach paradise. It shimmers on the horizon in all its pristine glory, but it slips away just a little further as we start to because that's all it is. A silver mirage, an illusion, and a delusion that plagues the minds of the huddled masses of our country and plants a psychotic seed in the minds of the downtrodden, a schizophrenic voice telling them that they are inferior, that they are weak, and that they are the plate of society, that it was their fault they couldn't pay the rent. And as the flood waters rise from the feet of the waters, the schizophrenic voices augment into a torrential storm, and it tears down public transportation and family support programs to single mothers, and welfare programs, unemployment, infant death, drug trafficking, rot away the foundation of society. The American dream becomes a nightmare, a fit of sleep paralysis that no longer, and no matter how hard we try to break our invisible bonds, it wants to yield us to consciousness. Part of what I read inside for this, if you've ever heard of Howard Zinn, he's a very influential American socialist, and he had a book called People That Fear the United States, 1492. And he cited an incident of when, and under Reagan, when he started cutting away she had a VA, I've forgotten what, but she was living on $3.50 a day and had to sell her bed to pay the rent and was sleeping on a mat every night. And even though she was well educated, she couldn't manage to inch forward in her life. And she said that her parents said that if you go to America, you'll be rich. But that now she just wanted to have these types of comics.
The chair will now recognize Kristen Dam.
So mine's a poem. It's a little bit even shorter than his. But and I don't really have the title for it. It's extinguishable for mankind to barter our energy and have to waste as wage. We can spend in accordance with hope that toil converts to our own satisfying stretch. However, we fall today to a sea, only to crawl, no motivation to stand. Sluggards boast in our work, steal from the weak. Flip this world and tell me its leader, a hopeless romantic, seeking a reason to spend for lost. Welcome to the perfect society. Reward comes from sweat, and assistance is taken from bounty. Welcome to life in America, where theft is lawful, robbery means equality. A pirate sells off his treasure, a prince kisses his true love, but he uses feet when the adventurous plot is not there. That's my poem. Now I just want to explain kind of where I'm coming from. So, is there anyone here who is a runner who does track or cross country? I mean, I do. I mean, it seems with JSA we have a lot of them. So, when you're younger, everyone gets a medal. In soccer, you know, it's like you go to your thing at, you know, your piece of place, and everyone gets their little plastic trophy. In track and field, it's one of those sports where it's a team sport, but also an individual sport. Such as America. When you're in first place, obviously you get medals, you get ribbons. And some people feel, well, why doesn't everyone get ribbons? They all ran the same, they all worked hard. But how would you feel if the person on the team who's been out giving excuses, giving reasons why they're injured, and said, you know, you won first place, why don't we take your ribbon and give it to that person? Because they're on the team too. They need it just as much as you, they want it just as much as you, but they didn't work for it. And that's how I feel it is when a lot of our money is given to those who a lot of times don't necessarily need it. In a perfect world, like I said, the people who need the money will get it. But in a society like today, people are getting money when they don't even need it. They spend it on themselves.
All right, so is there anybody more who would be willing to do some sort of performance from welfare? Yes. The chair will now recognize Ankova from St. Mary's Academy.
Okay, I just broke it. Okay. In a broken home, I stand alone. My struck out. I doubt she ain't been played out by the street. But you see, we started at the bottom, but we're still here. These chains contain me. I am bound to break free. Now this EBT ain't doing much for me. You see, I got this dream like Mr. King. I want to elevate my mind, but never given the time or a chance.
Does anybody have any questions? Is anybody passionate to ask questions?
Show somebody's passionate.
Yes. What inspired I feel like a lot of people aren't given the chance. We look upon people who are serviced by welfare. They're not given the chance because they're on welfare. They don't they stay at home. You think these people are just slacking on this stuff. I feel like people are continually being oppressed, which doesn't allow people to give the chance to get to workfare. You stay on welfare because nobody wants to say, you know what, I think you can do it, kid. I'll give you this chance. There aren't enough people in the world who would be willing to say, you know, I'm going to take a chance on you. I believe you can do it.
How do you think we'll be oppressed?
Financially, stereotypes, like when you go out places and stuff like that, everybody has stereotypes. I look at people and have stereotypes. I know people have stereotypes towards me. So I've been in situations where people are like, oh, she's a black girl, she can't do it. But, you know, people don't necessarily look into your mind.
We'll take one more.
What does it mean when you say that you don't have time? They don't give you the time of day, don't acknowledge your presence, your intelligence.
All right, thank you very much. All right, okay, yeah, as you well may know, we're kind of a little on the not but we'll recognize NJ.
So I didn't write a poem. I wrote this short little story in the form of a paper. And they're called Two Good Kings. One day in a far-off imaginary kingdom, there was a gathering in the public square. The kings wanted to implement a new law that would increase the merchants' taxes. What for? One of the merchants asked. To help those in need, replied one king, and raise them to the same place as you. Not wanting to be called greedy pigs, as often happens, the alderman said the next day the taxes increased and a new bureau named. The poor and the bums and hobos came out of their lethargy and took to the streets and chanted and screamed. There were even claims of a cripple running across the street and doing a cartwheel. They were to be paid for the rest of their lives at no expense to them whatsoever. And because the kings thought their actions just, they did themselves too. Months later, a strange thing happened. Very few tried to get out of austerity. Why work if we are paid while poor? They asked themselves. Work and have ourselves taxed like the rest? Nonsense. Not only that, many merchants thought it too heavy to pay this fee all their lives. So many closed their businesses or moved elsewhere. In summary, it became unnecessary and undesirable to work. The kingdom was in disarray. Eventually, the unemployment lines filled up as businesses closed down and people no longer looked for jobs because they did not want to, and there were none to begin with. Soon, the kingdom was no longer producing wealth. In short, they became hella poor. It would be nice if this were just a fairy tale, but this is the reality of the welfare state. It destroys incentives to work. For example, before these detrimental subsidies, the black community experienced a social miracle in spite of slavery. Their literacy rate increased to more than 50% in a few decades. The Jewish community took hold of the learning institutions available to them and became one of the leading demographics, both in academics and the arts. The Asian community came from a load of both people, as one white man once said, to the top money earners in the United States. And to top it all off, the unemployment rate of all races was close to nothing, except for poorest and fashion types. Why? Because there were jobs to be filled and men to fill them. These lack of subsidies is why French politician Michael Chevalier saw a country that arose from nothing become one of great wealth for the ordinary man. That is why in the early 20th century, in the age of Rockefeller and Carnegie, the United States experienced economic mobility that far surpassed any other country in recorded history, and in fact, far surpasses our economic mobility today. And when millions flocked to these shores to better their lot, millions that might even include your father or your great-grandfather. That is why in Reagan's era, the United States again experienced an increase in wealth and living with the envy of the whole world. In all these time periods, the American political system fostered a place where working was in the best interest because dollars earned were dollars kept for all. Now, the unemployment rate is most prominent amongst young black men. Even white unemployment rate is higher. The literacy rate amongst Latinos and blacks has gone down. The percentage of family desertions by fathers tripled from what it was in 1980, from 12% to some 36-something. And the reason why is because instead of letting men work out failures and false all minorities faced in the American experience, the government started subsidizing them in the form of the welfare state, destroying the push to do better. It has happened with the Native Americans. It has happened with Pakistani. It is happening now into Eastern Europeans. The whole modern can see it unfold before their very eyes as they watch one European nation after the other go bankrupt. Yet the kings do not worry too much about it. Many are there for one reason: to help those in need the way they see fit, no matter what their cost.
All right. Well, it seems like we're in a bit of a pickle because that is everyone. So, do I hear any motions on the floor for anything? We could just
Motion to
do
caucus.
motion to stand. Motion to caucus. Well, what do you second it? Motion to dance for caucus.
Dance.
Okay. Motion to caucus 5 minutes. All those in favor? Aye. All those? Yeah. Caucus 5 minutes. Quiet down, guys. We're going to recognize Alex. Quiet down.
I'm laughing, bro. Here you are.
Yeah. Please respect the speaker.
My name is Alex Better. I wrote a really short poem because I was given this on really short notice. I don't have a title for it. I'm living in this moment, trying to get by against all my opponents, raised without an education, moving without hesitation, living life with no inspiration, crying for help and no one can. Help finding a way to support myself, to obtain a job. I would cry and sob by giving a remedy, giving a helping hand, to help me escape from my tragedy of a hopeless life where a man with all the will cannot work, find work, where a man with all the will cannot find work to receive a few bucks. That lifestyle. But it's nice to receive it.
Second. All in favor? Alright, so I'm not just really gonna let you guys know what this about to start is. So if anybody wants to say any of their thoughts and talk about it, raise your hand. Okay. Should we do that speaker and vote? Yeah, raise the ballots. Alright. Oh my gosh.
I'm Armand from Maharaj, Air M-A-A and M-A-H-A-R-A-J. Also,
And Coach Phillips, St. Mary's Academy.
And I'm for warfare.
About 4 people see it. Huh? 4 people watch that. Maybe.
Please stand up. Those who think that you should work really hard and not get any assistance.
Don't forget to wear one.
Thank you.
the structure of the JSA state is actually sometimes confusing. We have a little diagram here. And involvement opportunities as well as summer programs, which are actually a much really part of JSA. So I urge you to take notes. They're like, you're not going to bring this in. It's for you to take. But it just use it, just kind of as a reference sheet or anything you feel like if you're it's over the summer and you want to apply for a project or you're ready for a position at some point, something that you can refer to. So make it as useful for yourself as possible.
Yeah, definitely. So just to, I guess, briefly go into my background, I'm John Man. I'm also the provost chapter president of the JSA since the start of my sophomore year, so it's my third year. I'm current senior. She's a junior. And you'll, after you hear her story, you'll describe it. She's very cool. But I want to just say that I'm so happy that all you guys came because getting to talk to you guys is a really valuable experience. And look around because these are the people that will be leading JSA in the next 4 years. Like you guys are it. Like you guys are in your own days, and days are best. And you guys are going to be the people that are in charge of that. So we're happy that you came, and we're excited, and we're looking forward to talk to you. We want to open ourselves up as resources. If you guys are going to be campaigning in the future, if you have any questions about JSA, how to campaign, anything like that, any chapter president questions, or yeah. So we're here for you. Essentially, is what we're saying, and we'd always be happy to talk to you. So first thing I want to do is I want you to do little musical chairs. I want you guys to switch chairs, sit next to two people that you don't know. Have you guys exchanged contact? What about cell phones? You guys know each other?
But we want to move on so we have some time for questions and things like that. So get their contact info.
Yeah, so just briefly, the reason why we asked you to exchange contact info is because we want you guys to get to know each other. Because you guys are going to be future leaders of this organization. So we want you to meet people from different schools, people we haven't met, and that's definitely part of the whole JSA experience. So we'll meet more people again later, but now we're going to move into the structure of JSA. So how many people think they have like a pretty good understanding of how this works? Pretty good understanding of the diagram. Pretty good understanding. How many people have no idea what it means? Just
be honest.
Yeah, be honest. Yeah.
Because I sure didn't.
Okay. Yeah, I had no clue. Okay. All right. Perfect. So I'm just going to walk you through this really fast. It probably makes some sense already, but obviously, okay. Look, you guys want to start from the top or from the bottom? It's up to you.
Start from the top.
All right, cabinet. So the way it works is cabinet is selected by there's regional cabinet and there's state cabinet. So the way it works is cabinet positions you apply for in the summer. These are positions that range from director of technology, director of events, anything like that, chief of staff. These are positions that are within the region predominantly, and then there's also state cabinet. Now, before I talk about cabinet in detail, I kind of need to explain regional elections. So the regions are divided up into, Southern California is divided up into 3 regions. You have the Angeles region. You have the Southern. We love. And we have the Channel Islands. So we have these 3 regions, and they all work together. And at the top of each of those regions is a mayor and a vice mayor. We have the Angeles region mayor here. Some people are very patriotic about their region. Others kill us.
We are, yeah.
But
the beautiful governor.
That's how the greater Southern California is divided. And within all of these regions, we have chapters. You guys heard of chapters, right? You know, each school. You're all in a chapter. So congratulations, you're chapter members. So within these 3 regions, I mentioned mayor, vice mayor. These are elected positions. So that's what you can run for at spring state. So you also have the senator, 2 senators per region. So mayor, vice mayor, senators, elected positions within each region. Does that make sense? Yes. Make sense? Okay. So elections for that are happening right now. Tonight. Yeah. So underneath the leadership of your mayor, vice mayor, senators, you have regional cabinet, which is shown here at the bottom. And regional cabinet, we got, as I said, director of debate, events coordinator. It ranges, it depends on each region, but there's various positions that you apply for in the summer. Now, going up now, we have mentioned 3 mayors, and then there's also this state cabinet and elected state positions. So you heard last night the nominations for the state positions. You have governor, lieutenant governor, and speaker. So these are the 3 positions. And obviously those are also happening right now. These are elected positions. Now underneath those elected positions are state cabinet positions. Just like the regional cabinet positions, you apply in the summer. So you can apply for both state cabinet position, regional cabinet position. You may get one of the other positions. You have variety in your application. We strongly encourage you to apply in the summer. Are there any questions about that? I know that's kind of complicated. Yeah. Any other questions? I know that if that didn't make perfect sense, that's okay. Okay, great question. So I don't know if they're going to do electronic, a more advanced electronic application system, but in the past, you can either mail in your paper mail your application to the governor, or you can apply online and just type it into the forms that they have. I think that this year they'll have something a bit more advanced where it's easier to apply.
Yeah. Depends on who's governor.
Right, depends on who's governor.
Okay, what happens is they get sent out to all the chapter presidents and anybody who asks for it, really, and it'll be on the Southern Cal, like SoCal.jsa.org. We will also, oh God, there's no one to plug, but hopefully, it'll be all over Facebook, all over, any, nobody uses MySpace anymore, I don't know, but all over anything anybody uses. So that you'll be able to find it. You also have my info as well as Forbes info. I will definitely be in JSA next year. Hopefully I'll be reading those applications. But Forbes, I know that maybe you'll check your email?
I don't even know. Okay.
You can take away?
Yeah, interesting point. You see how our emails are first initial, last name, at SoCal.jsa.org. Interesting perk, you get your own JSA email. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff.
So I'll be checking my email. I don't know if Forbes Probably won't.
I'll check it for you guys.
So you can always email us. They'll go out in June. They'll go out around June. So we get responses back in late July, early August. And you can always email me at the beginning of June. Hey, I need that cabinet app. So you can really ask anybody.
And you can add us on Facebook. You can join this. There's a Facebook group for this.
You'll get a lot of. But hopefully that'll be useful.
No, yeah, it's all helpful stuff.
That's fine. So we're talking about the regional cabinet or state cabinet?
Both.
That is June to July.
They're the same. They come out in one application, and the governor actually reads all of them, and then they decide from there who they want on the entire cabinet. And then once they decide who is in the available applicant pool for regionals, they'll send that off to the mayor. So the governor has the first swipe at it, because a lot of the mayors, the governor really spends their entire summer prepping for JSA the following year. The mayors often go off to summer school. I did after being elected. Vaughn went to summer school. A lot of us are rising juniors. So we're super busy. Whereas obviously the seniors are too, but if you're dedicating your entire summer to JSA, you have a little bit more time to do that meeting. So they'll just send off to the mayors the ones that they think are the best.
So they release early June? Or
yes, early June. Probably June 1st.
I'm going over all summer start.
There'll be email. If you have email access, you can shoot it off.
Yeah, so that's a little bit about that. Now, as far as those 3 elected state positions, Juliana, or the current governor, Juliana Goss, she's kind of at the pinnacle there. And then beneath her are Grant Crater and Nicole Michelson, Speaker of the Senate and Lieutenant Governor. So that's kind of the gist of things. That's how the structure looks. And there's even a larger national JSA. We're the Southern California state, but there's also a California JSA, Texas JSA,
Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, Northeast.
It's national.
It's national.
Midwest? Yes.
Yeah, Midwest, Ohio River Valley. We actually have a JSA Beijing and JSA London.
And
how does that work out?
Honduras, yeah.
Which are here today.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are going to get shout outs in every room you walk into, just so you know. And actually, the Southern California governor, Southern California, as you might want to know, takes up 25% of the entire JSA nation, which is a lot. We're like on a pie chart, we're like a full, which is crazy. So the governor of Southern California has a huge stake in the national playing field. So something to remember, but it's just keep in mind, Southern I'm on a team of about 6 or 7 gubernatorial candidates to make the national convention happen. It hasn't happened before, but I'm the only gubernatorial candidate right now working towards the national convention.
So yeah, so no, not yet.
Not yet, but it could happen.
And I know that for some of you, wait, how many of you first JSA convention? Oh, yes. Alright, so I know this may be a lot of information for you right now. Just roll with it. We're not going to quiz you on it. We're just trying to give you some foundation so you can kind of get the gist of things. Tell your friends, be like, oh, did you know the structure of JSA? Throw it down. Okay, so Sabrina's going to tell you a little bit about involvement opportunities, what you can do to be more involved.
Sorry, I've been talking a lot. This is actually, you know what, before I keep going, this was actually Forbes' brainchild, this whole project, the labor workshop, and then I was in the room and I was like, that sounds like fun, can I do it with you? And then that's how that happened. So, sorry if I'm talking a lot, but it was actually all Forbes' idea. So involvement opportunities. So I'm going to give you more than 3. That's why there's a little bit of extra space. But there are a bunch of ways that you can get involved. The best way to get involved, certainly not the easiest, but the best way is definitely time. Apply this year. We do have an application process, and not everyone is selected. So take some time on your application, but don't write 2 sentences, write the essay. But it's an incredibly rewarding opportunity. After my first JSA convention as a freshman, I was a lot like a lot of years ago. I was so inspired and so thrilled that about a month later, I did the application for cabinet and was appointed as a chapter coordinator, which is a great position starting out, and it's the best way to work your way up the ranks in JSA. Yeah.
Wait, so don't Daily or partner
Yes, you're allowed. Yeah. Yes. So chapter coordinators, which is just a great first position, they talk to chapter presidents from all over, but they get the information, like notices and announcements to tell chapter presidents from all different parts of the JSA state. So they learn about everything because they'll have the debate director contacting them, the convention coordinator, everybody. They know the ins and outs, and then they become like the funnel to all the chapter presidents. So you learn everything. So cabinet's great. So that's the first way you can get involved, and I really loved my time as an appointed cabinet member. That was great. So I highly recommend that. Next is the assembly. Are any of you guys assembly members? Okay, great, awesome. So you know what it's like already. Talk to your chapter president about getting appointed. It's different in every single chapter. So some of them have elections, some of them are appointed, some of them just kind of say, hey guys, I'm going to be the assembly member. It's kind of done. So find out how your chapter does it, and it's great. You get to vote on planks that really do make a difference, not only in JSA but outside. So we had a plank in the late 60s, early 70s. A guy in the assembly wanted to lower the voting age because it was 21 at the time. So it got passed through the JSA assembly during Winter Congress. It then went to the California state government, got sent to DC, and was later enacted. That's why the age is now 18 because of JSA, just so you know. Yeah. Right? Yeah, pretty cool. If that doesn't go, wow, then I don't know what would. Oh, yeah, question?
When did JSA start?
JSA started in 1934. Yeah. What? And now it's here. That's just going to be so small again. So assembly. Another way you can get involved, definitely in your chapters, being either chapter president or just an officer in your chapter. All chapters are structured differently, so you just have to figure out your own leadership in your chapter. Unfortunately, we don't really have some advice for that because all the chapters are totally different. So we can give you 100 different scenarios. Talk to your chapter president, get to know them. Both Forbes and I are chapter presidents. We really love talking to our younger students. We know that they're really important, and any really good chapter president is going to take time to really develop the younger students. So that's a really great way to get involved.
I just want to chime in as far. We didn't really tell them, I guess, why necessarily they're here. important. So the reason that we decided to kind of form this Young Leaders Workshop was because we realized that this cycle happens in JSA where you have these leaders that come in, they're junior year, they're elected positions, they're senior year, they're elected positions, and there's this great leadership that's developed in the senior year, and then they graduate. And then who's going to take their positions? And then it's obviously underclassmen who may or may not have been involved in JSA earlier on. So the goal of this is to help you underclassmen get involved earlier on in JSA in leadership positions. Because we realize that if you guys are serving as chapter president as a freshman or as a sophomore, you'll be that much better of a chapter president by the time you're a junior or a senior. Or even if you're chapter president or a vice mayor as a sophomore. You're going to be a great mayor as a junior if you're elected. And then maybe even at the national scale, you'll have all this experience. And experience is very important to JSA. So we want to help you guys get involved so we can form, I guess, a stronger cycle that doesn't keep on getting cut off where all these leaders just get graduated. So we want you guys to be involved early on in JSA, and that's a little bit why we're here. And we thank you guys again for coming. And I know you want to talk about summer programs as well, which is kind of a little different direction.
Yeah. So summer programs. So they seem totally unrelated to JSA, but they're actually really not. At summer school, a lot of people just think it's just the class that they're taking, which, yeah, that's the majority of your day. But after class, you actually have congressional workshop, which is something that's really never discussed. But what that is it's just like debates. You're in a house and with the same people every night who aren't from your class, so you get to meet people. And you get to debate every night. And you have to do one main speech throughout your debate, and 3 subsequents. And the subsequents can be on it. And so it's really, really great because we do 3 weeks of watching debates, debating, talking to those students.
Good fun too.
Oh my God. I'll go on to how great the experience was in a little bit. I can go on forever. But it's a blast, and also you'll come back so much more confident in your speaking skills, understanding the parliamentary procedure. Your debate skills just go through the roof. And you meet, so that's that. Your classes are also great, but you guys know how class works. I don't need to explain that really. You're in a university. It's a wonderful setting. It's great for just getting to understand the college feel. But that's not something so unique to JSA. The debate aspect is really what sets it apart from any other crew. You're also with JSAers from all over the country. And I don't know about you, but I have found that JSAers are like this really cool breed of people. Like there's something, I don't know what it is, I couldn't tell you, you put a gun to my head, but there's something different about all of us that makes us want to come here and attracts us to this organization. And you get to be with like 250 of those people for 3 weeks. It's like a 3-week-long convention, which sounds exhausting. But you meet so many. I met one of my closest friends through that, and it's just the most rewarding experience of your life. I can't even, come up to me, talk to me about it. I went to Georgetown this summer, where I also saw some tremendous speakers too. You get some great speaker opportunities, which is great. The professors are wonderful. You just have a wonderful time bonding with these people that want to learn, want to debate, want to have fun for 3 weeks over the summer, and it's fantastic. Talk to me about it. Talk to anybody who's been to summer school. I've never had anybody have any regrets. We have people here who've been to summer school and are from all over the country coming to visit SoCal, and I have some of my friends here, and it's just fantastic. Yeah.
Could you go over a typical day of summer school?
Absolutely. You will wake up in the morning.
No.
Hopefully brush your teeth and take showers like that. You will wake up, you'll go to the dining hall, get a bite to eat. If you don't sleep in, but yeah, dining hall guys, dining hall food.
College food is good.
College food is actually really good.
Unlimited.
So you go and get your breakfast. You room with, so you can request a roommate if you know a friend going, or you can have, or they'll assign you a roommate, which is fine. People end up being best friends with their roommates. So then you'll go down to breakfast. Then after breakfast, you'll go to your class for about 3 hours. Then you will go to lunch. Then you will come back for another 3 hours and have class. But okay, I know that sounds 45-minute lectures. So you'll have like 45 minutes of class, then you'll take like a 15-20-minute break, then you'll have another 45 minutes. So it's super broken up. It is like the same amount as a school day, but it's super broken up, and the lectures are actually really interesting. And it's not you'll take notes, you'll listen, you'll participate. It's just it was different to any high school class I've ever taken.
You have school credits.
Oh, and you get school credits. Yeah, which is super cool. And you get a transcript. So when you're putting it in your college application, it goes right in there, and it's awesome. Yeah, it's fantastic. You can also get letters of recommendations from your professors, and all your professors at accredited universities. Yes.
Now, it counts for school credit, but does it count as like an extra class for school, so then it'll lower your GPA if it isn't honors or something?
To be honest with you, all classes at JSA are honors.
Honors? Okay.
They're all honors level. You can talk to your administration about whether or not you want it plugged into your GPA. So if it helps, maybe they'll let you. If it hurts, just don't put it in there. You have to figure that out with the school. You know, but they'll give it to you, and they'll tell you, they'll give you the grade, they'll give you what they think the GPA, the GPA number from that grade, which a lot of students do very well. And then you can figure out what you want to do.
Okay, just because I don't want to hurt my.
No, you won't. It can only help you. They won't let it hurt you. Don't worry. They give it to you, and say, do what you want with it. Yes. I took AP Government. You take one class while in school. Yeah. There's one back there.
Yeah.
Questions?
Yeah. So you took a class like AP Government, then you wouldn't have to take AP Government.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah. So it's not just counted in the elective.
No. It's considered a class. Yeah. Yes. There are no dumb questions. Go ahead. Okay.
Do you actually take tests and are you ready to do it?
Yeah, the way that works, no, that's a totally valid question. It's structured a little bit differently. You have, because it's 3 weeks, it's super quick. So after a week and a half, you'll have kind of like a midterm, which is usually just like the version of what you see in classes, kind of like an in-class essay kind of thing. So you'll be having lectures for that week and a half, and then you'll obviously have a bunch of topics that you discuss, and then your teacher will usually give you kind of a test of a few probably paragraph questions based on those lectures. But as long as you kind of review the material they've given you, have been paying attention, you'll be fine. Then at the end, there is usually final, probably along the same lines, and then there is a 10-page term paper that is required. But hold on, before you guys all have heart attacks, they give you 3 days just to work on your paper, and you can start working on that paper from the beginning, and you will be surprised how easy it is to crank out 10 pages on some of this stuff. The topics are super broad. Your professors are there to work with you from the start, and there are so many like 3 a.m. study sessions in the library, like cranking it out. It's probably the most fun part. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay until the end of Georgetown, so I went to another JSA leadership workshop, but I actually might be on the plane. But from what I heard in all the Facebook photos I saw, it was a fantastic time. Yes?
Were you able to take the AP test at the...
No, you do have to take it in May.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. The topic of my paper was how religion played a role in government, which is super broad. And then yeah, I know. And then it turned into how we think that we have we thought that we had a what's the word? Why can't I think? Separation. Okay. Sorry. It's been a long weekend.
Separation.
We thought we had a separation of church and state, but it turned out we don't. And it was just arguing that whole issue. So, yeah. Yes.
So I believe AP Gov is only a single semester class, correct?
Yes.
So is that a lot? Would you say that class is easier to take than say an A-Push?
Yeah, A-Push is the only full semester class it's full year class that they offer.
So
all the others would be considered one semester.
What are the other classes that they offer?
They offer international relations. They offer constitutional law, political communication, media and politics.
Do all schools offer international relations?
Yes.
Well, it depends on the class. Maybe international relations they all offer.
Yeah, it depends on some of them. The only one at A-Push is University of Virginia. They all offer, I think international relations, they all have speech and communications, media and politics. Those are kind of the staples. But I think Princeton has AP macroeconomics and micro joined together. I don't know. There are a bunch of them. You can look on the have those pamphlets around here somewhere.
And is it hard for you to take the AP test now?
No, I don't think so. But part of that is because it's Gov and I'm in JSA, so like we're discussing these things all the time. And when you look at the AP Gov exam, if you know how the document works, it's not that difficult. Like of the APs, it's one of the easier APs. Anyway, you know, it's not AP Gov. Yeah.
About the cost, were there different ways you can raise money or earn scholarship?
Yeah, totally. Great question. Well, just by sitting in this room, you automatically get $750 off. Congratulations. I know that was so difficult, and so I commend your effort. But there's that. Also, there are a ton of needed merit-based scholarships. You can apply through JSA.org. We have fundraising academies where you can go online. There are like webinars where you can learn the different ways. Juliet Myers, I thought she was in here, but she's not. She's our director of summer school. Yeah, also if you want a lot of more information, Juliet Myers is our director of summer school, J. Myers at SoCal.jsa.org. And she came up with, actually I asked her for one, she was like, all right, I'll make it. It was like a 12-step process to fundraising. It was like 12 different ways that you could fundraise for summer school, which is floating around online on our Young Leaders workshop page somewhere. I can get to you. So there are a ton of ways, asking local businesses, asking friends and family. We have this page called Stay Classy online that's a fundraising site where like people can go on and donate. And like it'll automatically go towards your balance for summer school. There's so many different ways. So yeah, it's all on there. We will not let you not go to summer school because of cost.
And I love all these summer school questions. I was looking to see if Tracy would win summer school. She will win but she's like the person, in addition to Juliet, if you like say summer school around Tracy and that you're interested, she'll talk to you and give you as much info as you'd like. So she's really the person to ask about that.
Really quick, I hate to get sort of off topic, but isn't the Spring Leadership Conference on the 19th?
Yes, sorry about that. Let me fix that now. Yes, the Spring Leadership Conference, when these were printed, it was on the 25th, and now it's on the 19th. So May 19th stays like, that's fine. Thank you actually for bringing that up for you. Yeah.
And then one of the things, like, how much do you think people end up paying, like, for summer school? Like, do you think, like, I mean, I don't know. You don't know.
It totally depends. I know one girl, I probably paid about a third.
Yeah.
There were, I mean, I know somebody who got a full ride plus people donated towards her spending money. So I mean, like, I mean, you can, that's such a hard question.
Yeah, but like, so most people don't end up paying like a full.
I don't know anybody who paid in full, to be honest with you. But it depends on how much you fundraise and how, you know. Yeah.
What's the Spring Leadership Conference pay from
Yeah, the Spring Leadership Conference is new this year. It's going to be run by the current administration, not the one that you elect tomorrow. But it's going to be a conference actually a lot like this, getting the future chapter presidents and really leaders of the organization ready for next year. We just want to keep the momentum going, make sure that you're ready to recruit over the summer and during the early months so that we don't have that. We have a lot of JSA drop off during the summer. We want to make sure that we can kind of walk you guys in before so that you guys don't fall off.
Yeah, so put in your phone right now if you have your agenda.
Yeah.
May 19th. That's
Where?
there.
Where?
It's gonna be a really fun day.
Yeah.
Little Maryland University is really nice too. I don't know if you guys have been there. It's a really nice campus. So
The Angels Region one day was there.
I was there.
Yeah. We'll probably be hosting one meeting again.
Is it a just one day?
it's just a one day. Yeah.
So, back to my day at summer school, because I'm going to actually finish it. You'll go to class, then you'll do congressional workshop after dinner from like 7 to 9. Then you'll have from like 9 to 12, or like 10 o'clock is you have to meet back in your dorm building, but you don't actually have like a sleep curfew. And then, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Oh no, we said all
Yeah, we do. You actually go to class on Saturday because it's really short. The whole program is really short, and they want to, obviously get as much of there as possible. But Sundays are free. You can go and visit Palo Alto or San Francisco. If you're at Stanford, you can go to New York. If you're at Princeton, or you can go into DC. But yeah, you have your time. And then on Saturday nights there are dances. Really fun.
So I have some questions for you guys, actually. So I want to ask you guys what you think a good leader is. Who's a good leader? And yes.
A good leader is someone who knows how to interact with people who are ready to follow, but also someone who is able to take direction themselves.
Beautiful. Take direction and interact with others. Okay, yes, right.
Someone who is open-minded and knows how to work with people.
Open-minded, awesome. Yes, you do.
A good leader has vision.
Vision? Okay, what do you mean by vision?
Vision that they're forward thinking and they're trying to create better and more interesting programming.
Okay, awesome. Moving forward. Okay, yes. Okay.
Hardworking and honest.
Hardworking, honest, perfect, yes.
Be humble and able to inspire people.
Okay, good, yes.
Leads by example.
Lead by example. It takes initiative. Awesome, yes. Okay, it takes them. Okay, good, yes.
Someone who knows the problems of people that they serve and find
Okay, so understands constituents. Yes, back there.
A good leader knows how to be a follower.
And knows how to be a follower. Okay, great. Awesome. That's a great description of a leader. Is there anything you got?
No, that was
I would add that a good leader is organized as well. That's a big one, especially in JSA. For being a leader in JSA, you definitely need to be organized. And if you're not, you lose job. So I don't know how your guys' organizational skills are. I see some of you have some very nice notes up here from ladies. I'm going to see back there. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Okay, so organization is important. Did someone say anything? You guys mentioned kind of various things within communication. Communication is important. You need people to be able to hear you in the back, right? You need to be able to hear. And just being able to connect with people is important. But thank you for your help. That was a great description of the leader. Now, within JSA, all of that applies. You need to be organized, you need to be able to communicate with people, you need to be flexible. It's definitely a part of it. Dates will change.
Stuff happens.
Yeah, stuff happens. So anything any perceptions you have of a leader completely applies to being a leader in JSA. Now, with that, do we want to talk more specifically about running for traffic president, or do you guys have questions?
Yeah, any questions about anything we talked about thus far, not just on a lot of those about them, but like anything.
Currently, I'm going to be chapter president next year, and really what's going on with the problem with our chapter is that we have about 54 tax-paying members, but about, I think, 10 come to meetings.
Interesting. Do you have weekly meetings?
Yes.
Okay. That's a pretty classic phenomenon.
And I think the reason is because we want the college, like, application fields say, JSA members, but they're not active, so I'm just wondering how to do that.
Yeah, well, there are several ways you do that. The not so probably nice way of doing it is, maybe talking to your colleges, your school, and saying, this is not fair. Kids don't have names and put it on their application. I don't like doing that. So saying, like, look, I will personally write a list of who has been active, and you can say at the first meeting, please do not pay your taxes if you're not actually going to show up, and just kind of make it a little bit more serious. That's fine. The other probably nicer, more fun way of doing it is offering incentives to come to meetings. Food, fun debates are great. Just talking about all the wonderful people you can meet in JSA, talking about your experience. A great way of also doing it is a lot of chapters have, if you don't come to X amount of meetings, you can't come to a convention. And if you really, really play up the conventions, maybe it'll start coming to meetings. So, that can sound
Yeah, I would say that, that's valid. And that's not just your chapter, that's definitely a classic one. Even within my own chapter, we've got around 70 tax-paying members, and I would say on a consistent basis, we get about 40 meetings. So there's still 30 that don't really come consistently. So I mean, I guess there's no set solution for that. It's obviously going to depend on your school and who your teacher advisor is, and there's lots of variables. But I would say that having, I guess, entertaining discussion topics and really emphasizing how fun conventions will be, and having each meeting kind of a lead-up step towards a convention. So giving information at each meeting, so people, if they're just going to come to the convention, at least showing up to the meeting to get that information, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of a philosophy. Any other questions? I know, but chapter presidents, I guess, okay, if you're in cabinet, you have access to that, and anyone in the chapter affairs department can get you information, but it'd be really easy to add on like a comment with that.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a piece of cake.
That's a good idea.
It's things like that, like, it's funny, I did a survey, if any of you are chapter presidents now, you've heard of my basketball concern doing the past 2 weeks, I did a survey for all the mayors on feedback from all the chapters. And it's stuff like that, where it's like, it's so easy and it just slips through the cracks. Tell us, please, if it's good feedback, we want to hear it. Stuff like that is so helpful. And we just forget about it. It's like, it's not like we didn't want to take your idea or we, had to come up, but please let us know. You have our email. It's great for us, it's great for you guys. Yeah, just please give us feedback as much as possible.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I got a little bit of
one thing, like, how do you explain JSA to kids? Because a lot of times I'm like, kids are like, oh, you're always doing JSA, what is that? And I'm like, I don't really, I mean, obviously, like,
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Governor's Forum. In front of you, you see the, well, Paul's over here, but the 4 gubernatorial candidates, Chris, Sabrina, Aiden, and Paul. And during this time, you will have the opportunity to ask them questions, anything you'd like, and they will have 2 minutes to answer your questions. So, would anyone like to begin?
I have a question for Sabrina. What would you specifically do to improve my sister's JSA experience when she comes in next year?
Absolutely. First, I would start with moderators because moderators go very underappreciated for JSA. They go through training and they do a lot of work, but they. Oh, thank you. Moderators do a lot of work, but they're never really honored. So having that is great if we could give them some kind of recognition. And we really know that as great as the speakers are, as if the moderators aren't holding the room together, nothing would happen. Also, moderators in thought talks play a lot bigger role than people think. Thought talks are also really underappreciated. There are people in thought talks who, I was just in one, who really find their voice because they're not above everyone else, like, not in that sense, but just they're in the crowd, so they feel like they want to talk. And when you have a really friendly moderator and someone who's really encouraging, you could have some freshmen or sophomores, like your sister next year, who could find her voice in that thought talk. So it makes all the difference. It's something that really is not noticed and underappreciated. So that's where I'd start. I'd also go. I also plan to have the scholarship fund for next year, as well as continuing the Young Leaders Workshops. That's a huge one. Forbes Baynew and I started the Young Leaders Workshops this year. It was our little brainchild. And we had over 50 students in attendance today, and it's to get those students really involved. JSA can be super intimidating in the beginning, and we just want to make sure that everyone has a firm footing to start, and those Young Leaders programs are essential. And I have experience with that and plan to just expand and enrich those in the future.
I'm hoping this is okay. I know that you meant that for Sabrina, but I mean, as governor, I would improve your sister's experience too. For example, I already told you guys that I have basically a 2-part platform full of a bunch of other stuff. It's called fun and it's called greatness. And I already told you guys about fun. So I'm going to tell you about greatness. Greatness is something that I came up with after a friend of mine told me that youth in government is beating us by a lot in actual laws. I had no idea up until now that youth in government was so great at what they do. It turns out that youth in government, I know I'm saying that too much, but youth in government has 80 laws in the New York State Legislature, and they have 1 law in the California State Legislature. You know how many laws JSA has in the California State Legislature? 0. None. Nothing. Nada. Zip. Zilch. 0. Nothing. That is bad, and I want to change that. My cousin is the CEO of the Red Cross, and through him, I'm sorry about this. Through him, I have met Arnold Schwarzenegger, I've worked with Betsy Butler, I've met Antonio Villagerosa, and I promise you that I will Get these laws heard. Get the bills we pass heard. Oh, is that enough? Okay, so that's part of greatness, and I hope you guys like it. Thank you.
Next question? Anyone? Bueller? Yes. Alex.
Will you work on improving the quality of debates?
Okay, we'll start with Chris.
Improving quality debates. And for the beginning of the year, that was actually one of the concerns that I asked people, what are some concerns you have? Because I needed to create a platform, I wanted to create it off of your concerns. And some people said that they came into their debates, and it's something they actually want to debate, but the main speakers didn't really know what they want to talk about. And that's what it comes down to, if they make sure they know what they're talking about. What I wanted to implement when I created my platform was making sure that we have 3 main points on each side on the agenda. Guess what we have on this one? It's none of my makings, but as you can see, we're self-sufficient. I just want to make sure that we keep moving in that direction. I want to lead the cabinet in that direction, so that we keep creating ideas to help statesmen know exactly what they're talking about.
The greatest part of JSA that I love is the intellectual diversity that we have here. There are people who love discussing straight up politics, people who want to discuss economics, and others who want to discuss the social issues like prostitution and marijuana and those things. We all have a lot of fun talking about that. And we need to give each of those people equal respect. And so I think the biggest thing that we need in debates is the level of diversity and the amount of preparation that you actually need to do. So that means that we have some economic debates where you need hard numbers, but then we have prostitution debates that are more moral-based. So really having that diversity so everyone in the room and everyone in the convention can think, yeah, I have an opinion on that. I can talk about that, regardless of whether or not you've done hours of research or have just have an open mind.
Excuse me. Okay. This whole thing about the improvement of debates is actually part of my fun thing. The fun and greatness, fun part of that. One of my biggest things is the idea that we should diversify debates, diversify the type of debates. I want to give a shout out, for example, to Jessica Shin for this convention. It had a ton of more diversity than I thought it would, and it was great, and thank you so much if she's here. Thank you very much, Jessica Shin. The idea of having more types of debates, I'm talking just as much or more speed chess, for example, the ultimate back and forth. I'm talking crisis room, which I haven't been able to go to, which I'm so sad about, but I know it's probably going to be great, and I would definitely implement that. I'm talking simulated presidential elections using this program called the Political Machine 2012. Where people would give a speech in real life while they were giving a speech in the game. And I'm talking, okay, I'm blanking on the other debate, but the idea is diversification of debates, more types of debates, and the debates that you want to speak are what I would implement.
Okay, thank you for that question, Alex. Debate is practically one of the most important parts of JSA, one of the most vital parts, and that's one of the reasons